Good morning, boys and girls. I hope you're all well. I hope you've had a lovely weekend and you are staying safe. This week on Guided Reading, we're going to be looking at a new book, but first let's remind ourselves of our reading strategies. You can use any of these strategies to help you with your reading, but the ones I want you to focus on are your eagle eye and your stretchy snake. Your eagle eye is when you look at pictures in the book to help you with the words. And your stretchy snake is when you look at the letters in the word and you stretch the sounds out and say it all together. Let's have a go at a stretchy snake of our own. Aeroplane. Aeroplane. You have a go for me? Good job, well done. Let's have a go all together one more time. Aeroplane. Aeroplane. Good job, well done. The book we're going to be looking at this week is called Flight or Fright. So here is what our book looks like on Oxford Owl. Let's have a read. Flight or Fright. Fly like birds. Long ago, people wanted to fly. They climbed up high, put on wings and flapped, and then they jumped. They usually landed in a heap. Since then, people have made many different flying machines. It took lots of trial and error before humans built a machine that could fly. Testing the machines was often trial and error. The Birdman flying machine was one of the earliest flying machines. Fear in the air. In 1783, French brothers Joseph and Jacques Montgolfier designed a large hot air balloon. They built a fire on the ground and held the opening of the balloon over the fire. The balloon went up, but the smell was terrible. They had to put old shoes and rotten meat on the fire. Trial and error. The Montgolfier brothers got their balloon idea when they saw paper scraps floating near a fire. To test their idea, they filled up paper bags with smoke. The brothers were afraid to test the balloons themselves, so they sent a sheep, a duck, and a rooster up instead. Luckily, the animals landed safely. Glider River. A glider is a flying machine that has no engine. Its specially shaped wings helped it glide through the air. Otto Leffner was a German glider inventor known as the Glider King. In 1894, Otto built a big hill which he used to launch his glider. Otto Leffner flew his first glider in 1891. Otto made at least 9 different gliders. Over 5 years, he went for more than 2,000 gliders. On the 9th of August 1896, Otto crashed his glider. Sadly, he died from his injuries the next day. Fiery flight. Airships are big balloons with bags of gas inside them. This gas is lighter than air, so it helps the airship rise. The first airships were filled with flammable gas. In early airships that were trialled, the bags that were held of gas were made from cows' intestines. The intestines of 250,000 cows were needed for one airship. The Hindenburg was a huge airship. It had a dining room and a lounge. The Hindenburg exploded in 1937. Sadly, many people on board died. Skyflyer. On the 14th December 1903, the first powered airplane took flight and then crashed. The flyer, which was built by the Wright brothers, flew for just 3.5 seconds. 3 days later, the flyer flew again, this time for 12 seconds, at Kitty Hawk in the United States of America. Kitty Hawk was a good place for flying. It had strong wings, which helped the flyer take off, and soft sand for crash landings. The Wright brothers built a wind tunnel. They used it to test about 200 different wing shapes. The Wright brothers flew the flyer 3 more times after the first flight. After its 4th flight, a big wind flipped the flyer, damaging it. It never flew again. Wooden wonder. Most aeroplanes today are made of metal. However, the Mosquito was made of wood. It was designed in England and flown during the Second World War. It was one of the fastest aeroplanes flown in the war. The plane was held together with screws and glue. When the Mosquito flew in hot places, the glue sometimes became unstuck. In England during the Second World War, furniture makers and piano makers helped make the plane. One of Mosquito's nicknames was the Timber Terror. Floating flyer. A floating boat is a plane that can land on water. The biggest flying boat ever built was the Spruce Goose. It was made out of wood. Most people thought it was too big to fly. The Spruce Goose was designed to carry 750 soldiers during the Second World War. Unfortunately, it wasn't ready in time. The Spruce Goose was tested only once. It flew for less than 1 minute. It was never used again. In a spin. Helicopters fly up, down, backwards, forwards and sideways. They can even hover in one place. Helicopters have 2 rotors that spin around, a main rotor and a tail rotor. Without a tail rotor, a helicopter would turn in circles. Igor Sikorsky made the first successful American helicopter in 1939. Igor's first helicopter went backwards and sideways. However, it had trouble going forwards. Igor made so many changes to his helicopter design, it was named Igor's Nightmare. Invisible. The B-2 stealth bomber is a warplane. It was designed in secret and first flown in 1989. It has a smooth shape and special paint to make it almost impossible for radars to find. Sometimes B-2s drop dummy bombs. These look like bombs, but they do not explode. They are used during training exercises. The B-2 stealth bomber is painted grey, which makes it hard to see in the sky. Some B-2 flights are 40 hours long. There is a toilet in the plane, but there are no walls around it. Spaceplane. Spaceship Two is a plane designed to take tourists into space. It went on its first powered test flight in April 2013. A plane called White Knight 2 carries Spaceship Two into the sky and lets it go in mid-air. Spaceship Two then flies into space. A flight will last about 2.5 hours long, but the tourists will be in space for only a few minutes. In space, there is no gravity to pull things forward to the ground, so the people can float around inside the plane. Spaceship Two's first test flight was not in space, it was over a desert. Spaceship Two can re-enter Earth's atmosphere at any angle, even upside down. Now that I've finished reading, go all the way back to the beginning for me and have a go at reading it yourself. If you're struggling, you can rewind the video and listen to me read it again, or on Oxford Owl you have the play button, where they will read it to you. This week on Guided Reading we're going to be doing another word search. To access the word search, all you need to do is click the link that I'll put into your portfolio. When you click the link, it will bring you to this page. You need to enter your name and press start. Once that has loaded, you'll need to press start again and find all the words down the side in your word search. Don't forget to send me a picture of your fantastic work. Enjoy and have fun!